Hey dreamers! 2 years ago, I woke up from the nightmare I was living and began to live my dreams. My channel is to share with you how I changed my life, my mind, my heart, my environment, my bank account, and ultimately my reality. If you desire to become better, if you desire to meet the best you, this is the place for you. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hey dreamers, welcome to today's Truck Talk. Today's topic is how to feel better. You hear me say this all the time. You get what you think about, you get what you feel. When you feel good, you receive good, but sometimes it's hard to feel good. Sometimes it's hard to stay in that great feeling place, and when we do get in that place, it's real important to ride the wave, milk it. If it's a joke that's funny to you, tell yourself that same joke 1,000 times till it ain't funny no more, because it's so important to feel good. That's how you get into the space of receiving, getting into the space of receiving your blessings, get into the space of opening up your creativity is when you feel good. So some of my tips or advice on how to feel good and how to change what you're thinking about. So for instance, you're constantly thinking about things you don't want, constantly think about, oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? I don't want that to happen. This person said that. All these negative thoughts that flood our brain. Right? The first thing that I do is I think of when's the last time I felt really good, and I go backwards first before I go forward. So I might think of, oh, I remember when I was sitting on the beach in Barbados, listening to Bob Marley, "Don't Worry About a Thing," and then next thing I know, I'm like, all right, let me play Three Little Birds by Bob Marley and just raise my vibration. Or I might think of, oh, when I was sitting on the beach in Tybee Island, or when I was sitting in the windowsill at in downtown Manhattan in New York, or my favorite place to imagine myself being is standing on the cliffs in Palos Verdes, looking over, the water and looking at all the beautiful homes in Palos Verdes out near LA. Okay. And so I'll think of all of the wonderful places where I felt good. And then I'll begin to close my eyes and imagine all the places that I desire to be. I desire to be on a yacht, teaching a class on a yacht. I desire to go to Santorini out in Italy, or I desire, and I imagine myself being introduced on stages where I have 5,000 people who just came to hear me talk about my tour and my book, and I'm motivating, I'm encouraging. So I literally can hear the announcer rolling through my credentials, saying where I hail from, saying everything about me, and I'm coming on stage and everybody's standing up going crazy, And so the mind will go wherever you allow it to go. And if you don't direct the mind in a specific place, it'll go wherever. And usually it goes to a dark place, because that's just naturally how the mind is programmed to be, especially when you've experienced a lot of trauma, a lot of setbacks, things that, were unfortunate. It's natural for your mind to stay in that trauma state, or to stay in that state of disappointment, or stay in that state of things happening that you don't prefer, right? So you want to, if you can immediately imagine exactly where you want to be, and you can feel yourself there, you can feel how good it feels. I'm actually getting chills across my body right now just speaking about it, but you could feel the excitement of actually being there. You can feel the fulfillment of it actually happening. Your body becomes aligned with that, right? And so now you're thinking it, you're imagining it, then you begin to speak it to yourself, like, I'm off the coast of Santorini, having a wonderful dinner with the love of my life, and we're celebrating, all the speeches that I've done, or all the engagements that I've had this year, and we're bringing our year to a culmination with just excitement and with celebration, and my bank account is full, and money is chasing me, and I got more money than I could spend, and everything's working out for me, and my family's healthy, and I'm getting more opportunities than I could imagine, and my books are selling off the shelf, and my products are all sold out, right? So you get that excitement of everything is working out for me. Immediately when I go into that mode, I'm not thinking about any of my problems. I'm not thinking about anything that just went wrong. I'm not thinking about anybody who just disappointed me, or things that are not going the way that I want it to go. I've automatically elevated where I am. I automatically feel better just by putting my mind in a better place, right? Sometimes it could be a song. I have a song by Reverend Paul Morton, and it's called I Won't Complain. He says, I've had some good days. I've had some bad days. I've had some hills to climb. But when I look around and when I think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days, and I won't complain. And some days I have to listen to that song, or I have to listen to Travis Green, He's Intentional, or I have to listen to Pastor Mike, Everything Coming My Way is gonna be big, right? And sometimes I just need to go to sleep. Sometimes you just got to go to sleep to feel better. If you can't think better, if you can't get the negative thoughts off your mind, if you can't imagine how you would rather things be, if you can't think back to a time that was great, sometimes you just got to go to sleep and reset. So sometimes I'll go to sleep. Sometimes I'll listen to my gospel. Sometimes I'll listen to some of my old poems that I've written. Sometimes I'll sit and write a new one. Find something to put your mind on. I remember when my son's father passed, and you'll hear me share this a lot. The first thing that I heard that was of inspiration to me, this is before church was an inspiration, this is before a friend, for anything was an inspiration. I heard this guy say, it was on the radio, it was like talk radio. My car had just happened to me turn to it. And the guy says, in life, you need to have someone to love, something to do, and something to look forward to. And I held on to that. I still hold on to that for years. And that's really what helped me get through my grief. I had someone to love, which was my son. My something to do. At the time, I made phone cases, and I made them day and night, okay? And then my something to look forward to is I traveled every single month. I went somewhere. I was in Dubai. I was in Florida, Mississippi, California. Anywhere you could think of, I was there, right? And so I gave myself that excitement of having something to look forward to. I kept my mind busy with a hobby that became, my form of income. And then I spent a lot more time with my son, and that from then to now. But I didn't worry about, because before then I had worried about work and school. I had just graduated Spelman, and worried about money and bills, and I got to do this, and I got to hit this by this deadline. But when my life came to a halt and it wasn't at my choice, I had no choice but to not worry about the money, not worry about all of these different things that had been on my mind before, but to really, really focus just on my mental health, my relationship with my son, my personal well-being. Everything that really mattered is what came out in that time. And that saying really helped me. Someone to love, something to do, and somewhere to look forward to. And so when you want to feel good, you want to keep yourself busy, you want to occupy, you want to train your mind how to think. You want to practice thinking and feeling good. You want to practice thinking, I feel great today. Everything is working out for me. No matter what it looks like, I know that all things are working together for my good. I can see my destiny. I can see where I'm headed. I can see where I'm going. And where I'm going, things are magnificent. Things are wonderful. I am abundant. I am abundant. I am blessed. I see opportunity after opportunity coming my way. People are calling me. I am in high demand. My phone is off the hook. I'm booked and busy, And so that's the mindset that we have to have when we want to feel good. It's putting ourselves in the place of feeling better. Whether it's a great memory, whether it's a great imagination of where you're headed, okay? Whether it's funny. The other day I was feeling crazy. I listened to Bill Burr. Okay, you guys need a recommendation. This is not an ad. I listened to Bill Burr faithfully. Okay, he is hilarious. I listen to comedy. I listen to Richard Pryor, Old School Martin from Def Jam, Old School Bernie Mac from the Def Jam comedy series. A lot of different people. I listen to them. I listen to music. The other night, I have been only listening to gospel for like the last month, right? But for some reason, I wanted to listen to Drake. So I listened to Drake because y'all know that's my favorite rapper. This is not an ad. I listened to Drake and 21 Savage, Spin About You. And that's all. I don't know. I was just in a flow, and I had a bunch of stuff to do. And y'all, I stayed up till 6 o'clock in the morning and got everything done that I needed to get done. But I was playing whatever song it started at, Spin About You, then Broke Boys, all that stuff. I was listening to that over and over and over. So it might be a song. It doesn't have to be gospel. Whatever it is can get you into a good feeling place, and then you think of something else that makes you feel good, and you might think of something else that makes you feel good, and something else, and keep connecting those till you get further away from that bad feeling, and then focus on where it is you're going and try to get done what you need to get done, and be headed intentionally headed in the direction of your purpose. Have a determination to get to where you are. Have a definite purpose, a definite plan to get to where you're going, okay? To get to where you're supposed to be, okay? So that's my advice. If you want to feel better, you have to change your thoughts. It's not always easy. You might need an aid. If you're good at meditating is good. If you're able to go to the spa, run to the spa. Anything you can do to get your mind free of the pain, free of the worry, free of the frustration, free of the disappointments, the setbacks, the hurts, all of that stuff. Tell yourself, my mind is free. My mind is free. My mind is clear. My mind is healed. My mind is abundant. My mind is a resource to me. My mind is functioning at its highest capacity. My mind is doing better than it's ever done before. All right. So that's my advice for today, and I hope you guys feel better.